Joseph Pulitzer. Early life. Joseph Pulitzer was born April 10, 1847, residing first in Hungary. He was born to a rich Jewish family, and in 1853, Joseph's father wanted to retire and move to Pest, Hungary. In 1858, unfortunately, Joseph's father died. The business went bankrupt, and Joseph was forced to immigrate to America with his family. He shortly after enlisted and served in the Civil War in 1864, only being 17 years old. After a few years, he got out of the service, and he moved to St. Louis, and flew through a lot of bad jobs, including bartending and busting tables as a waiter, constantly getting fired. He also spent lots of time learning English and read voraciously at the library. A good thing about St. Louis is that a lot of German immigrants lived there from the revolutions in 1848. When the local German newspaper in St. Louis offered Joseph a job, he took it willingly and started his journalism career. He also became a U.S. citizen in 1867. Journalism and politics. After dedicating 16 hours a day between 10 a.m. and 2 a.m. to working, he started learning good English and began engaging in American activities. He joined the Republican Party in 1869. During a meeting, they were short a candidate for the state legislature. Pulitzer applied himself and was elected, even though he was 3 years below the required age. The required age was 25. He was 22 at the time. He was seated as state representative of Missouri in 1870 and first tried to adopt the 15th Amendment. Soon fights broke out and corruption took over. After the heat settled shortly after, Pulitzer was becoming more famous all around the country. He and his fellow delegates tried desperately to make people not vote for Grant's second term in 1872. It backfired, of course, and they were left in the dust. In 1876, he gave more than 70 speeches speaking in favor of Samuel Tilden. He would later oppose Tilden's 1880 election run and went back to St. Louis. Middle life. On April 10, 1877, on Pulitzer's 30th birthday, he came home to his home burnt to the ground, containing most of his written works. This was, of course, by accident, not on purpose. Fortunately, Joseph's life would get better. He got full ownership of the St. Louis Dispatch, and by 1882, it sold over 22,000 papers a day. He triumphed over politicians as he was becoming more and more popular. In 1882, Missouri Representative Thomas Allen died in office. John Cockerell, Pulitzer's partner of the Dispatch, threatened candidate James Brodhead's law partner, Alonzo Slayback, with harsh words. The next day, Cockerell shot him dead when Alonzo pulled his gun out. Pulitzer was to blame, so he replaced Cockerell with John Dillon. Pulitzer's reputation was never fully recovered. In 1885, Pulitzer recovered by being elected to the U.S. House of Representatives. Pulitzer married Catherine Davis in 1878 and had 7 children, 5 living to adulthood. During a yacht ride in 1911, Joseph was feeling ill and asked the driver to stop. He laid down, spoke some German words, and died instantly of heart failure. A few years after his death, in 1917, Pulitzer Prizes were first introduced as a way of honoring his life to others, to give to successful journalists for their timely accomplishments.